Hello my friends, this is Rob from Raw Bass Master. As we're in the spring, and this is the time where we're getting out to fish, I would like to share with you a few lures that are special to me in helping me to both present the presentation that I want and the ability to catch some fish. These are proven baits that I just want to share with you that as you're heading out in the waters and you want to see what you're able to catch, these are baits that have just throughout the years have just given me and proven to me that they can perform to the efficiency that I need and land some of those nice spring smallmouth bass, and particularly wet bass in general. So the first one that I want to share with you, and this is not going to be in any particular order, it's just going to be plastics that I stand behind that I believe can catch fish. Alright, so the first bait that I like to use is this Bass Pro Shops Tournament Strength, basically 2 bait. It's the 2.75 inch bass teaser. It's a 10-pack. Snowflake. It just works super well in catching fish. It's great for bass, particularly smallmouth, and it also catches yourself some crappies, so it's just a good one to use. Alright, let me show you, and I typically use that with just basic simple jig heads, and those seem to work really well with that. So I just encourage you to use that if you're looking to try to catch some fish. Alright, and as I said, no particular order, but because of those jig heads, I use on those jig heads this as well, the Berkeley Gulp Alive minnow. It's a 3-inch minnow, and I have found that when nothing else is biting and on a particularly tough day, this is what saves me oftentimes from getting a skunk. So I would just encourage you to have this in your arsenal. I mean, I got here the container, but you can also get it in just your plastic as well, similar to this, and it just will have some in there. But I thought, because I use these quite a bit, I always make sure I get enough that I can take with me, and so I'll put that over here on the side. All right, the next thing I like to use, another plastic, is the Nihilgramite. Pretty much the color, let it be the color pattern or choice that you would have. I always go with the 3-inch. It is just superb, this size. I use also a similar jig head, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of times I use the Finesse Ned Rig jig heads. I like the way, because it pops it up and makes it stand up, and the smallmouth bass just seem to run up and grab it. So I'm gonna leave this here as well. But yeah, these Nihilgramites are awesome baits to use, and they're so durable. They can catch, I mean, you could pretty much go one for the whole day and not need to replace it. All right, another one that I would like to use is the zman Ned Rig setup. And of course I already have the Ned Rig hooks there. And these are just one of my I think it's peanut butter and jelly is one of my favorite ones to use. This is a Mudminnow. It's another one that I really like to use, does well in catching fish. But these are just really good soft plastics that work incredibly well if you need to catch. And these will catch all kinds of bass species. I just really enjoy using those. Another one that I like using is the Berkeley Gulp Powerbait. Here I have the 7-inch worm. I typically use it with a size 1 hook, and it works incredibly well. I don't even put any weight on these. I literally let the worm itself and the hook do the work for me. Typically I'm fishing in rivers or in ponds where it's not incredibly deep, so I don't need it to sink very deep. But just with the swivel on it and with the hook and that, there's enough weight to slowly have it coast down in the water column. And typically before it hits the bottom, a fish typically has it. But this works great on lakes, rivers, and places like that where I fish and use this. So this is another one of those good baits, plastics I like to have in my arsenal when I'm fishing. Lastly, I like to share with you this simple trout worm, K&E BassStopper. Here in this case, it's particularly a trout worm. And this will catch you pretty much anything. It catches, as it says there, crappie, bass, bluegill, trout, perch. This is really small. What I love about it is when there's a day that it's just not a lot of action's taking place, or maybe there's a lot of smaller fish, not bigger fish in a particular area I'm fishing. This is one that will catch those fish. And I don't throw anything with this other than the worm and basically a swivel that's with it, just enough to get it out there and have a little bit of weight. But this is a great lure to use and will certainly catch your fish. So these are the things that I use in order to help me catch fish, particularly in the spring time. So I just share this with you, hoping that this will help you and ensure that you catch some fish as well. Blessings.